Hello, everybody, and welcome to Good Morning Xbox. I'm your host, Axel1324, and as always, I am joined by our Good Morning Xbox panel of gaming opinion experts. Say hello to the people, Terry.
Hello to the people. Hope you're all doing fantastic today. Hope you had a great week and all the good and fun weekends and all the good things.
Absolutely. Scrubner, say hello to the people.
Hello to the people. Good to see everybody in the chat. Great to be here. Got my coffee ready. Let's go.
Let's do it. Shaddai, you're looking a little green today. You feeling all right?
Yep. I'm all right. I'm upset, so I'm just getting greener and greener. Well,
like
people, pretty much. Well, people, hello and good morning and welcome to Good Morning Xbox. I hope everybody had a great day.
All right, and before we get into it, let's check in with the chat. Of course, we got my good friend, my good buddy, Doggy Dog 420 coming in saying good morning, everybody. Good morning, Doggy. Thank you so much for coming in. We got Jesse Darby in the chat as well. Hello, Jesse Darby. Thank you so much. We got Pixel Slapper in there. Thank you so much. I love that name, Pixel Slapper. That's such a cool name. Casket Repair is in there saying morning, y'all. Thank you so much for joining us, Casket Reporter. We got Fastback NLG Podcast. Good morning, Xbox. Good morning, Fastback. Thank you so much for coming in. Let's see. Am I missing anybody? Nope, that's it so far. But hopefully people will come in. Cerebral Paul is running late, but he will jump in as soon as he's able. Let's talk about something a little serious. Let's open up the chat with a little serious today. So Unity, the company behind obviously the Unity engine, of course, some of the famous Unity engine games being my personal favorite is Ori and the Will of the Wisp. You got Cuphead. What else was made on Unity? Fall Guys is made on Unity. So Unity is an open source engine. They've been open source, and it was always about just giving creators tools to make the games they want without subscriptions or without having to pay for it. And it was fantastic. A lot of developers love Unity. It's become the #1 competitor to Unreal Engine. Even though it's still a distant second, of course. Let's not kid ourselves, right? But Unity Engine being a distant second, they have merged with a company known as Iron Source. Iron Source. Now, Iron Source is a questionable merger because they are an adware company. They are most famous for if their stuff is in your computer, it installs malware into your computer without your permission. Mm-hmm. So it is not a really great company to merge with. I mean, I don't see what Unity gains from Iron Source other than forcing installs of stuff. And a lot of people, I mean, it's so bad that I have Malwarebytes, right? I started looking at the Malwarebytes library. There's literally its own category for Iron Source. It's called adware.ironcore. That is, I mean, when your malware software has its own library for your stuff, that's pretty bad. So people have been questioning Unity's merger with Iron Source. Real developers have been questioning it. And John, let me see if I can get this name right. Riccitiello. I don't know. I'm not Italian, guys. I don't know how to read that, so I'm gonna go with Riccitiello. He came out and basically said anybody who was questioning this, he basically called them freaking idiots. Only he didn't use the word freaking. So, yeah, let's get people's thoughts on that. Terry, what do you think about this this merger?
I mean, I don't know what they're going to be doing, but I'm sure. I don't know. Like, I'm not a fan of like what the company like themselves, what they do. Like I always tell people like when they try to get like internet security and stuff, stay away from internet security stuff, because most of it is all just a scam. Between Iron Source, Norton, McAfee, like ABG, like they're all scams. No one should use that crap. So stay away from that stuff. So like I don't know, like I don't know. Like Unity's is just more of like a free open source kind of software. So it kind of makes me nervous of what they might be doing in the background if they get getting involved with these other dudes. So I don't know. Like I don't like it because they're getting their hands dirty, playing a game with a bunch of shady individuals. So I don't know. It's not my thing. You know what I mean? I don't know. I don't like it.
Yeah, so let's expand on that a little more. So this interview comes courtesy of PocketGamer.biz. If you know them, their website, they mostly specialize in mobile games. So PocketGamer.biz was interviewing them because Iron Core is baked into a lot of mobile games to deliver their adware. Those annoying ads that are unskippable on those free-to-play games you play. A lot of them are part of Iron Source syscode. They're the ones who put that in there. And Unity has always been free to use, but now, ever since this merger, they're going into a kind of a tiered system where you have the core Unity development stuff in still free to use, but if you want like 3D Unity, they're separating 3D and 2D Unity, or like you want to access more developer tools, you got to start paying, which you've never had to do before. And ironically, the competition, Unreal Engine 5, is undoing a lot of their tiers to make it more accessible. So it's kind of a little, irony there. But yeah, he joined with these guys, and now they're putting in tiers. So Unity is not the savior it was, back in the day. I guess they're too big to be free now. So yeah, Scrubners, what do you think?
Well, to me, what I think is they're obviously going where the money is. It's all about the money. You ever want to find a problem or a reason why someone would do this versus that in any industry, mainly go and follow the money. And this is an adware, malware, software company. They're using it to put in ads. Let's throw in this. Let's put another paywall. Let me see what's your best practices for this or that. And this will help us, pad our sheets or whatever. Because what I think, this must be something that we're really interested in. Because what I read, I think was like 4.4 like $1 billion for this.
You're correct. You're correct.
So obviously they're making a ton of money off this. Kind of like what Terry said, you got to be careful of what you're doing, what you're downloading, what you're hitting, because they have some really shady practices. How they used to have install stuff. They even had some little fake things to put into Windows. And whenever you have a company like this that is not reputable at all, everybody already knows, hey, they suck, or stay away from them, and you buy them, it's only because you want what their shady practices are. It's not like you're buying them because you want to fix it all and make it better. You love what they're doing to get that ad money in. So you're just saying, hey, we're still our company, but we need to find some more ways to get more money. So I'm not a fan of it. We'll see how it goes, but kind of in the industry too, a lot of this stuff you can't stop. You end up having to deal with it, depending on if it's a company you like or the games that they put out you like. You're almost kind of stuck on it. So hopefully it'll work out, or you just find ways around it where you don't have to deal with this company. But it's definitely about the money.
Yeah, it most certainly is about the money. always about the money. Like what is it? Floyd
Big
Mayweather used to
Lebowski.
say, "It's all about money, money, money." Let's check in with the chat real quick before it escapes me here. We got Happy Cloud Gamer coming in. Good morning. Hey, Happy Cloud Gamer. One of your topics you suggested is on our list today that you suggested on Friday, so we'll be talking about that. Brandon Foltz is in. What's up, Axel and friends? Woo! Thank you so much, Brandon Foltz. We appreciate you. And boom, boom, kaboom. Good morning. Noof Nukem is in the chat room. Be sure to say hello to Noof. Where is Fraud Paul? Fraud Paul is not feeling. He said he'll be here soon. Not sure what he's doing. I'm sure it has to do with his kidneys right now. So we'll see if he jumps in. Let's see what we got. Nix coming in. Hey, Nix, thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate you. So again, we're talking about Unity merging with Iron Source. They're most famous for their malware installation. I can't think of a single thing they're famous for other than that. Now, they did hint that this was centered around transforming Unity into a combined growth engine, especially on mobile. And they want to use Iron Source to track user activity with games made with their engine. So imagine that you're a developer and you got to put in your own tracking information, but on top of that tracking information, there's more tracking information into the engine you used. I mean, that is that brings up some privacy concerns, in my opinion. But Eternal Shaddai, what do you think?
Double whammy. That's what it was. No, honestly, I don't know what to think about this because, sometimes companies have to pretty much dig deep into the darkness just to get money. So for me to, read about this and trying to comprehend about this, it's kind of hard to digest when a company is trying to purchase, or I rather say merge with one of the companies that does really the wrongdoings. Sometimes you have to be really concerning because it could actually mess up your own thing. Sometimes you don't know what they can, what they will do. It's just that I don't know what to say about this. It's just bad. Pretty much simple. It's just bad. Unless I don't know if Unity is gonna be able to change them, knowing that they have pretty much stapled themselves as the bad guy from malware.
Right.
But I don't know. I don't know. It's just plain wrong. Yeah. Even though you're already seeing a lot of developers being upset about this.
Absolutely.
So I really don't know. It's just plain simple. It's just wrong.
Yeah. So Shaddai brought it up. Some developers are upset with this merger to the point that they are voicing it out to Unity on Twitter. Let me see if I can find one. But basically, some of these developers are boycotting Unity from here on out because of these shenanigans, right?
Which is smart. Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't know what they're backing into your game.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You don't know what they're gonna bring. They already know how it works, how to mess up with people's products, anyways. So having a company like Unity that is pretty much engine friendly, all of a sudden they bring this bad guy, villain, whatever it is, and mess up everything that you just created. Imagine if, let's say, if they have some type of disagreement and they just do something just to pretty much damage them. Even though I know there's some legal actions, whatever, but they know their workaround. So
absolutely,
that's it's very concerning on that.
All right. So one of the Unity devs that actually has boycotted Unity is Shanna, or Andrea Gata here. And she actually she works for GitHub, and she was a huge Unity developer on GitHub. If you needed help with Unity, she would help you. She was a Unity guru on it, and she posted out, wait, what Unity is merging with the company best known for its malware delivery system, so popular that it has its own entry in Virus Total, was blacklisted on Windows by Microsoft, and was used to spread fake Flash installers through the Equifax site. What? That's how bad this company is, guys.
Yeah.
So, and since then, she has updated her profile to be ex-GitHub, so she is no longer doing her GitHub gig. Ex-Unity, so she's not willing to help people with the Unity engine anymore. And of course, she's using she's an indie dev, so all that stuff. So she was actually fairly, like, if you had questions about Unity and the engine and the game you were building, she was a person that you would go and speak with on GitHub, where developers go. I'm assuming, Terry, that's where developers go. Do you go to GitHub?
I've been there a little bit, but yeah, it's a good place. It's a good place to go and look around for resources and to get help.
Yeah. And a real quick shout out to Elusive Mage. He says, "What's up, guys? Thank you so much."
Morning.
And of course, guys, Noof Nukem is coming back to Gaming After Dark on September 6th.
Yeah.
Spread the word, coming back at 10 p.m. Eastern, September 6th. And we can't wait for him to start up and give us his amazing takes with his amazing humor on Tuesday night. Super entertaining show, guys. Be sure to catch it. Brandon Foltz says, "Good move. Boycotting this consumer pool is nowhere close to dumb, compliant, or tolerant with BS like this." Yeah, I absolutely agree. Consumers are not dumb. We're more informed than we've ever been. So yeah, absolutely. We would like to welcome in Paul. Paul, welcome to the show.
Yeah, thank you. I've no camera today. I am in a lot of discomfort, but I am here. So
yeah, no, definitely no camera. That means I'm not in discomfort today.
Oh,
Ooh.
me.
By the way, let me speak to real quick. Let me speak to that comment that we're more knowledgeable and stuff. Remember, we're just a small little itty bitty fraction of the community that will be affected. There's a lot of people out there who do this who had no clue who this company is or what they do. Well, so I mean, it's going to be interesting to see.
Standpoint, you're correct, but this is a developer standpoint, I believe. And developers.
Well, yeah, if developers pull their support, sure, but I can see some developers being greedy too, because all this company is about is microtransactions and making money. That's all this company is about.
Yeah, and illegal installations.
Well, that too, but in doing so, they will, So it's going to be interesting to see what happens if people take a stand, because I read the article that you posted and it was all about reaching the customer, and what they should have put in parentheses, reaching the customer's wallet, because that's
because that's not CEO talk.
So yeah, it's going to be interesting to watch that, but it'll be if the gaming community pushes back enough, maybe it'll get taken care of. But the fact that these guys are still alive and kicking after everything they've done says there's not enough that's been done to address them, or at least they're not getting hurt enough to stop what they're doing. They keep finding new ways to do it.
Yeah, and
So
the fact that this Iron Source got bought out for $4.4 billion.
Yeah,
and that's with a 74% premium on top of their stock price. That is, so they almost paid double what they should have. These guys were kicking around, but yeah.
So they see money in it. If they paid that much for it above the stock price, they see a way to get their money back.
I sure hope so, or else this Risatiello is I don't know. I feel like Unity, it feels, the way the media is presenting it, it feels like the Unity engine has turned over to the dark side. They're no longer Anakin Skywalker. They have turned into Darth Vader, They're about to kill all the children in the Jedi temple.
You were the chosen one.
Yeah, exactly, Unity. You were the chosen one. Exactly. but yeah, the whole situation just reads bad. It feels bad for people, and for me as a consumer and enjoyer of Unity games, as I said, one of my favorite games of all time is Ori. Ori and the Will of the Wisp, Ori and the Blind Forest was made in Unity. Loved it. Loved the art style. Loved the way it played. The Unity engine did really well in that game. And then you have other games such as Fall Guys, which is currently a hot game. Yeah, so that's another game that just, are they going to start tracking us on top of the trackers? Like, it reminds me of Ubisoft. Like, I know, Terry, you love Ubisoft.
As soon as I see a patch that and it starts coming out that they're tracking us again, I'm going to stop using all Unity games. I'll just pull them all and say, nope, not even touching it.
Right.
And I don't do that for a lot. I don't do that for a lot, but for this case, I will.
Yeah. No, I boycott certain things as well. And I know I'm just one guy, but I try to do my bit in my protest. But it reminds me of Ubisoft and their what's it called? Their thing to make sure that your copy of that game is legit. It has a name. I forget what it's called. Anyways, the Ubisoft puts a software into PC games that is so heavily installed into their code that it's almost impossible to separate, and it's so upfront about it that it just doesn't allow even the biggest of gaming rigs to be able to run Ubisoft games efficiently. It's so I'm just wondering if Unity games are about to start doing the same thing, where optimization is going to start being an issue. So yeah, just bring that up. It could be it. Anyways, other than Unity laying off 400 people before the merger, and obviously they took that money that they saved on that to buy this merger, because the $4.4 billion had to come from somewhere, and it came from people's salaries. So I guess in a good way, at least Unity pays well, because if they were able to scrounge up $4.4 billion,
this was the second major merger they've done in a short period of time. Correct?
Yeah, they merged with what was it called before? Weta Digital. That's right. They merged with Weta Digital, whatever they did.
Weta Digital is responsible for a lot of the stuff like Lord of the Rings and stuff. That's that group. That's the
I'm sorry, say that again, Paul.
The Weta Digital is responsible. I believe that's the same group that's partly responsible for some of the effects and some of the artwork and stuff done on like Lord of the Rings and movies like that.
Oh, okay. So they're
like
they're
the figurines the figurines I got and stuff for the bookends and stuff were all Weta Digital products, I believe.
Okay, cool.
So they are not a small company. Yeah, they are not a small company.
Yeah, and they merged with them for like $1 billion, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see. Fastback. So does this drive more devs to Unreal Engine? It might, because as I said, while Unity is going more pay to access model, Unreal is going the opposite way and going more accessible. So it might. Let's see. Back from the Dead joins us. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Back from the Dead. Thank you so much. Lethal Terminus jumps in. Where'd he go? There he is. Lethal Terminus jumps in saying good morning. Thank you so much, Lethal. We appreciate you. Okay, guys. I think we beat that topic to death. Unless anybody else has anything left to say on the whole Unity side.
No.
Not so much on Unity, but I did want to make a comment about boycotting. I just feel like I take boycotts at face value because they tend to be more talk than actual show. Even the dev you brought up, like for someone who is boycotting Unity, like she didn't even remove the Unity Ninja from her profile. She kept it. If you were literally not wanting anything to do with them, you still wouldn't associate yourself with them in any fashion. So now I feel like it's going to be a lot of people. They're going to be all talk, and then they'll
Now, to me, this is different because if they're putting rootkits or whatever on my computer to track me, then that's beyond boycott. That's get the hell out of my computer. That's the same shit that Sony pulled back in the early. Well, no, that's the same crap that Sony pulled in the early 2000s. You know, they were dropping hidden rootkits on you every time you put in one of their CDs, their audio CDs.
Yeah, but people said they were going to boycott Google for doing the same thing, and they're all using freaking Chrome and Android. So now it's all BS.
Okay.
Yeah, I gotta agree. Boycotts aren't as effective these days as they are before. So yeah, the tracking is just.
There was the boycott against Disney, and then during that boycott, Disney subscriptions actually increased. There was the boycott against Coca-Cola.
Again, this isn't I don't like what you're. This isn't just a I don't like what you're doing. This is you're putting shit on my machine that I didn't ask for. That's different to me.
No. I totally agree with what you're saying, Paul. You should boycott that, and I would. But the what Terry's getting at is that the boycotts are fairly ineffective these days.
But what I'm saying is they can't be weighed. They can't be weighed the same to me.
I'm confident a lot of the people who are saying they're going to boycott Unity will probably boycott it for a short time, and then they'll go right back to it.
Then they'll probably forget about what. Then they'll forget about it. Yeah.
That's right. And somebody will release the game of the year made on Unity engine, and I'm like, I gotta play it.
That's what happens. Exactly.
And then if you're really gonna say that you're gonna boycott and you want absolutely nothing to do with them ever again, then you would go and you would delete all of the stuff.
Trick is ever again. The trick is ever again, or if they, the trick is ever again, or if they remove what they're doing. That's the trick.
Because if she says that she doesn't want anything to do with Unity, but she's keeping all of her past comments and posts that are helpful to promote Unity, and she didn't go back and delete them, and it's all BS in my eyes. It's all BS.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. If you're gonna boycott, you gotta
you're gonna sever ties. You gotta legit sever ties, not just say I'm severing ties, and then you keep everything running in the background. Like, nah.
It's so funny because I like. And this isn't a bragging point. This is just the way I am, right? Like every job I've ever had and every job I've ever quit, I have burned that bridge so hard. It's like they will never talk to me again. And I never want to work for that company again either, no matter what. So that's just the way I am. Like if I quit
Johnny Depp, man. He's like, I will never work with Disney ever again. He said that in front, during a freaking trial, and then afterwards they offered him a lot of money. Now he's like, yeah, I might work with him again. It's like it's all BS, man. You can't believe anything people say.
Yeah, it's like
depends how much money you give me. I'll work with anybody. If a company I burned the bridge on gave me enough money, I'll go work. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah.
If Unity starts offering enough resources and things, to entice the devs are going to go back.
Yeah. So, but overall, this is all Unity's risk. It is their risk to the thing. If you're going to start charging and bring in malware, knowing that you have something that's literally been banned on Microsoft, that's like Windows is not going to allow iron source stuff on there, so they're going to have to rehash it all to Unity source stuff. It's gonna have to be different. Nick says, what's the difference between this and having a smartphone? It's not just tracking, Nick. And the thing about Iron Source, like I said, their claim to fame is that they installed software on computers without the users knowing that it was being installed. They bloated the computer with malware. So, while that also happens on a smartphone, it's usually done by less than reputable companies, and you don't merge with a less than reputable company if you have a reputation at stake.
Unless you're Unity.
Unless you're Unity. Because F them devs. Brandon Fold says, I boycotted Buffalo Wild Wings for cutting me off at the bar for 6 months plus a day. #hardcore. Oh, man. I'm not gonna. Let's not get into that, Brenda Folds. You might have to tell me that story one day. Yeah, that's the thing. We got to stick to it. If you say, yeah, absolutely, your boycotts don't work unless you really boycott.
Yep.
Yeah. And by the way, guys, if you're enjoying the show, be sure to like, subscribe, and share it out with a buddy or two. It really helps the show. Thank you so much to everybody. let's get into a big topic today that I want to talk about. So I don't know if you guys have seen, but Jess Gordon of Windows Central fame has said that Microsoft could be uh, interested in looking at Netflix, and this is according to just one source, an insider, I believe, not insider. What does he call it? Analyst. An analyst says so. So that could be something. At least one analyst is saying that Xbox should buy Netflix. Now, as you know, a long time ago, back in the, let me take you all the way back to 2013, guys. I know that was like 10 years ago now, where Xbox Entertainment Studios, I think is what it was called. Paul, correct me if I'm wrong on this. I believe it was called Xbox Entertainment Studios, was made. And the first big franchise they were going to do was Quantum Break, where it was a game made to go with the TV show that they were going to do. And, you know, the infamous TV happened. And they had a bunch of live action adaptations of their video games going into production. And the people said, no, we don't want shows. We want games. Fast forward 10 years. And video game properties on the big screen or on the silver screen have become a hot commodity. Should Xbox buy a development house? Because I'll tell you what, no one has more development studios, at least entertainment studios, than Netflix does right now. Should Microsoft buy Netflix, and instead of, I don't know, Xbox Entertainment Studios, it could just now be Netflix, be a thing? Sony obviously has Sony Entertainment. They have their movie pictures going on. They got their own houses. They don't need nobody. Nintendo literally just bought an animation studio to make some cartoons of their IPs. I'm assuming that's what they bought them for. They literally just bought them. And Xbox is the odd man out. They got nobody to make their franchises into cartoons. And Netflix already has great video game properties on hand. They got The Witcher. They got Castlevania. They got that League of Legends show. Should Microsoft get Netflix? Terry, you're chomping at the bit. Tell us what you think.
Yes, they definitely should. And I'm going to tell you why. And it has something to do with Xbox. It's just a funny story.
All right, let's hear it.
All right. When Netflix was, starting out, they put up an offer to Blockbuster, like, hey, you should buy us. We're going to do great things. The CEO of Blockbuster laughed at them and said, heck no, I'm not going to do that. How'd that turn out? Blockbuster is, went bankrupt, and now Netflix is worth like $80 billion. So I wouldn't want Xbox to, turn down the opportunity to get in on some of that Netflix action, because it didn't turn out well for Blockbuster. So don't be Blockbuster, Xbox, and don't miss that opportunity if it presents itself to you. I think it'd be fantastic. And then they could even, tongue-tied, if they did that, they'd be able to, push more of their influence on Netflix. Like they could take, let's say, like the Halo show and take it off of Paramount and move it over to Netflix if they wanted to change their networking once all the contracts ran out or whatever. They could do that if they wanted to. Then they could make other shows, based on their games. It's just, Netflix is just all profit, so it's like they're just rolling in the dough. So so I think it'd be great as long as they're careful about, like, I wouldn't say do a full buyout. Be smart about it, because Netflix does spend an enormous amount of money when they go to make shows. So you got to be careful that they don't end up just being a siphon. So you got to be very careful with the wording of your contract. So you should just be careful about it. But I think it could be a good investment for Microsoft if they did it. But yeah, they have to be smart about it, because Netflix does spend a lot of money. So you got to be careful.
They do. Now Netflix, they have their own IPs that could be turned into games. Stranger Things, great IP. Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of Stranger games. There's a lot of games based on Stranger Things, but they're all pretty terrible. So it'd be nice to get like a good quality one for the fans.
That's right. They got Squid Games going on there, which is basically, that could be a nice horror survival style of game, that you got going on. So they do stand to benefit from the Netflix shows, because some Netflix shows have hit the big leagues. I mean, when Squid Games came out, it was all everybody talked about. I know I was obsessed with Squid Games. It was a fantastic series. And then Netflix has also bought the gaming studios. I believe they bought the gaming studio that makes Oxenfree. So Xbox could get those studios to make games for Xbox. So yeah, I think they should buy it. And let's see. Fastback says, would love to see Netflix be a part of Ultimate Game Pass membership. Absolutely. If I could pay $20-$25 a month and get Xbox Game Pass Ultimate and Netflix Ultimate, whatever that's going to be, I would love to have that. That would be fantastic. And Netflix has a lot of great stuff, and it would be great for many Xbox IP to become shows on Netflix. Yeah, Netflix definitely has the studios for it, as I said.
Think of all the Microsoft Xbox ads they can throw on Netflix, so that everybody watching Netflix on other platforms will have to see nothing but Microsoft and Xbox ads. That'd be fantastic.
Yeah,
it'd be hilarious.
It would be awesome. I mean, could you imagine all
in a petty way?
If a little kid on a Netflix show is playing a video game, like they could put it on there. He has to be playing an Xbox. Scrub Nurse, what do you think? Netflix, Xbox, is it a deal made in heaven? Is it not?
I think it's a deal with the devil.
Deal with the devil. Oh man!
Yes,
all right, let's see what you think.
I say don't do it, because it's almost like dealing with fool's gold right now. It looks pretty, it looks shiny. You dig it all up out of the earth. You go run down there, show all your prospectors, and then when you go cash out, it's not worth anything. Netflix puts out hundreds of millions of shows because they're trying to gain subscribers and try to keep subscribers. Yet you have to think of all the original TV shows that they have put out. There's only a few that have hit. And the thing is, they are steady losing subscribers. If you look at from the stock basis and the quarterly profits, they are cash poor. They are, every dollar they're spending, they're putting back into other shows because they have to keep putting stuff out for people to watch. Right now, like I said, for years and years, they were not able to put out any money as far as saving the bank. They have to put out more money to more shows. Their quarterly profits are not good. They're showing that they're bringing in this amount of money more than last quarter. That's because they keep raising their prices. So you have people leaving because of prices. You have people leaving because of the pandemic. So a lot of the stuff people jumped on Netflix, and Netflix stock prices skyrocketed because of the pandemic. Now the pandemic has slowed down. I mean, it's raising in some states, in some parts of the country. But yeah, Louisiana is probably coming up. California is definitely getting it again too. So because of the shutdowns, they amassed a lot of money. It showed good on their quarterly profits, but they still were cash poor. Why grab into all of this? The only way I could see this is if you got properties. Buy this property, buy that property. But to buy Netflix as a whole entity, I think you will be dumping yourself into some problems, because Microsoft and Xbox, well, let's deal with Xbox, deals with what? Video games. This is the same reason why a lot of people disagree with buying WB. You want the properties, but you don't want, if you get WB, you have to have the properties and the studios. Yes, Sony has film studios, but they don't make any money off their film studios. They make money off of, guess what? The games and what makes the games. PlayStation holds Sony together. Even, back in the day when we were younger, 80s, 90s, what held Sony together was their appliances and their movie franchises. It's not the same way now. PlayStation is what props that company up. To me, to have something that big, and because it's Netflix, you're not going, you're going to have to, when you do a buyout, you're not buying out for the price. It's just like a house in this housing market bubble right now.
You're gonna
If you
overbid.
want if you want a house for 200,000, that's what most people think is worth. That's not what you end up paying. You're going to end up paying 250,000 or something in that nature. So if they buy Netflix, you're going to end up spending more money than what it's worth. And then when you get it and you open the bag up and you start sifting through all my goodies, you're only going to find about 3 or 4, and then the rest of it, you're like, what I'm going to do with it? Guess what? Then you go, this is not profitable. This is not profitable. This is not profitable. You throw it away. When you throw it away, you're going to have to start laying off folks. And what's going to be the new headline? Is Xbox and Microsoft in trouble? They just laid off 700 people out of their Netflix division. And then it's just a whole bunch of mess. Yes, you can sit there and take something like Halo and put it into Netflix. But you know what really has hurt Netflix? Netflix was big because it was first and it was only. When Blockbuster turned it down, Netflix was it. But guess what? After Netflix started gaining all of this stuff and started getting close to being, right when they were getting close to being profitable, guess what everybody else started doing?
All these competitors come in.
They made their own subscription. Stuff that was in Netflix, NBC, CBS,
Disney.
Paramount, Disney, all of them that were in Netflix pulled all their shows out of Netflix. Stupid stuff like Seinfeld and Friends. Not saying the shows are stupid, but you would think these shows are old. The Office, things like that. Folks watch that to binge over and over and over again. You take it out, they're not watching Netflix like they used to. Yeah, you'll get folks that do Stranger Things, which I love, and other stuff. But they're going to do it just like most people did with Paramount Plus. They bought Paramount Plus for 2 months, watch Halo, and then they canceled. And they'll probably never use it again until the next show. And nobody says Halo is going to be out next year. It might be 2 years. You're losing money. The money is not about how many people watch this month. It's how many people are watching every month, or just even if they're not watching, they're paying the subscription. So I know I got long-winded on it, but I would stay away from it as much as possible.
All right. Fantastic points from Scrubners. And just to reiterate Scrub's point, I mean, look at the market share right now. Me personally, I watch Amazon Prime the least out of all of these, right? I watch Netflix the most, followed by Disney, followed by Prime, followed by Paramount Plus. I have Hulu, but the Hulu ads drive me nuts. I hate the Hulu ads. I refuse to watch
the premium. Yeah, I skip the ads.
Yeah.
You know what's not on there, and a lot of shows that you mentioned are on there is Peacock. Peacock shows like The Office and some of those shows.
Yeah.
So you don't even need to pay for Peacock. They have their free offering, you know.
Yeah. Absolutely. So let's check in with the chat. Oh my gosh, I don't know how to get out of this. I'll figure that out here in a minute. Let's check in with the chat. Nix agrees with Scrubners. Netflix is financially strapped, always has been, and it's getting worse. Their business model has passed their apex and is now on a downward spiral. Would not be a good investment, in my honest opinion. There you go. And vice versa, Netflix IP can become games. Yeah, that is to Fastback piggybacking off his own comment there. Let's see. Netflix can barely produce original shows beyond 3 seasons due to financial support. Soon to be ad-supported Netflix is the start of the downward trend. I got to agree with you. Once Hulu went to their cheapest plan being ad-supported, I completely stopped watching. The only reason I have Hulu Plus is because it came as bundled with my Disney ESPN thing. So otherwise, I couldn't care less about Hulu. Let's see. And yeah, same thing with Netflix. Like I have Netflix right now, and if my cheapest plan that I'm on right now goes ads, I might just get rid of Netflix altogether. I don't like paying for ads. I'm paying money. I shouldn't get ads. That's just the way I see it. Let's see. Microsoft can help Netflix complete more financially with Amazon, Disney, and HBO. They definitely can, Fastback. Absolutely. But, Microsoft can't foot the bill for a failing business, and they tend to not foot the bill for a failing business.
Mm-hmm.
Overall.
I think they could I think they could just do a reworking of the Netflix model and get rid of all the licenses that they're paying for things that they don't need, and rebrand it for something that'll benefit Microsoft.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
can
if
definitely
they
see
if they
Netflix just cutting off. If Microsoft
Yep.
buys Netflix, they're going to get rid of everything that's not viable.
you have to burn the whole house down and rebuild. Yes.
Yeah,
But
but I hope they don't get rid of some of
they
these
would have
Korean
a lot
shows I
of,
watch. I love my Korean shows. Don't get rid of my Korean
you know,
shows.
I would say, you know, use the resources and infrastructure they have and just rework it to, you know.
Because Netflix, kind of piggybacking what Nick said as well. Netflix, even their most popular shows, instead of except Stranger Things, they don't make it past 2 or 3 seasons. Almost every popular show only lasts 2 or 3 seasons because they go by analytics. They go by what works. All right, people are starting to watch this show. Boom. All right, we'll go
Yeah.
to the next thing. And what they'll do is they will cut losses by analytics if the show does not hit this number or this amount of views, and they'll just create a whole nother show to chase analytics. That's why almost every show that you want to watch, that's your favorite, if you look back, they only last 2 or 3 seasons.
They basically adopted the Sci-Fi Channel business model because Sci-Fi Channel has always done that.
Yes,
Like
yes.
they get some really good shows, they only do it for a short term and they jump on the next.
And then somebody else picks it up, and it's just, it makes no sense.
Yeah, I think that's a bad model. If you have a show, it needs to go like I couldn't imagine Game of Thrones on HBO only being 3 or 4 seasons, like 3 seasons, 4 at the most. Like I love that Game of Thrones went almost 10 seasons. I love that. I really loved Game of Thrones when it was out. Real quick, so back to the article. It says, in any case, one analyst speaking to Yahoo Finance claimed that the partnership betrayed a possible long-term goal, namely an exit for Netflix, which has been struggling to diversify its revenue streams and find new growth as of late. A decline in subscribers saw a massive investor exodus over the past year, with Netflix share price taking an absolute battering from its peak of 690 points or $690 all the way down to 177 today.
Exactly.
So, yeah. But, Warren Buffett says buy low. So,
yeah,
I don't
but
think it's going to get much
you
lower than
also
that.
you also don't board the Titanic while it's sinking.
That's true. Yeah, so Netflix has its ups and downs. Paul, what do you think of the Netflix merger? Do you think it should happen, that Xbox should make a bid for Netflix, or do they think that they should avoid them like the plague?
I think if they treat it like they treat their gaming studios when they're looking at investing or buying, like they did with what is the phrase I always use? Return on investment. Can
ROI, yep.
Microsoft make their money back if they buy what is essentially, even though it's a big company that's losing ground and losing money.
Mm-hmm.
What can Microsoft bring to them that will keep the membership up or growing? Because they want growth. They don't just want to sit where they're at. They if they were to spend billions of dollars on this one, they want their money back.
That's right.
And I don't see how they could do that with while outputting resources to make bigger, better Halo shows or whatever. We also don't know, like for Halo, let's say they did get this deal. What's the contract like? How long does Halo have to stay on Paramount before it's freed up?
Yeah, exactly. That would be my question.
Yeah.
But I mean, they don't just have Halo. They could do Gears of War. Heck, they could give us a story mode Forza Horizon. The story mode we always wanted. I mean, could you imagine Forza Horizon?
They could, but is that throwing good money after
Dominic
bad?
Toretto, put him in a Forza Horizon vehicle, and we'll be good.
But is that throwing good money after bad? Is is that going to draw enough people in to keep them interested in Netflix? I think one of the reasons Netflix did things like they have a big anime section because they were hoping to draw in the anime people. They have the Korean section because they're hoping to draw in the people that want to watch that. And all that stuff draws in a small percentage, but it's not enough to carry the company.
I think partnering with, I think the deal is today, and I think it's always been the deal with entertainment, is that pop culture used to be driven by movies, and it is no longer that case today. Nowadays, pop culture is driven by video games
and TikTok.
So I think, and what?
And TikTok.
And TikTok, yeah.
Well,
So I
it's
think
also
if you want Netflix to be more successful, if you really want to grow it, you got to have the video games series in there, because very few original series makes it. Like Netflix probably puts out 100 original shows every year.
Yeah.
Right. And out of those, one or two might hit it big. So, whoa, holy, clean your screen.
Got that respect.
I think beyond that, I think part of it is that back when we were younger, we only had 4 or 5 TV stations and movies. The selection, the competition wasn't as big as it is now. There's so much out there now to get your attention that it's hard to, pop culture was driven by the fact that everybody watched the same shows on Friday night because they were the only shows that everybody had access to. So on Monday morning, that's what you would talk about at the office, things like that. And so it's a different world. And we've talked about Netflix before. A lot of what they carry is the old TV shows and stuff that they still have access to. But after I've watched the entire run of the Bob Newhart show or the Mary Tyler Moore show, I'm not going to go back and watch it again. And that's me because I'm an old dude and I know what those shows are. People your age probably have no clue and no interest in watching any of that stuff.
I have no idea who those actors even are.
I remember
you have no idea who Mary Tyler Moore is? Holy shit, dude!
Man.
Seriously.
Hey man, I didn't have a TV growing up. I played in the grass. I was in the playground.
No. Mary Tyler Moore was a big deal. I mean, come on.
Was she? Yeah. Was she? Was she? Let me look her up. Let me see. What's her name?
Oh my God! Seriously.
Mary Tyler Moore and Andy Griffith and all of them, man. Like they're a big deal. I grew up on that stuff.
Yeah, they replayed that stuff at Nick at Night. If you didn't catch it, when you
I didn't have TV. I sure as heck didn't have Nick at Night.
I'm just saying
the Dick Van Dyke Show ran from 1961 to 1966. I was not alive at that time.
Neither was I, but I still watched it.
Neither was I, but I've seen all the episodes.
Also was not alive at that time.
So all my mom watched was those old shows. So I grew up on those old shows, So
no, I have no idea who this person is.
I am way too young. So going to you for pop culture information is probably not the best plan,
Pop culture has nothing to do with history.
Actually, yes, it does. It absolutely does.
In the 90s, when kids my age were watching Disney Channel and Nickelodeon, I didn't have cable TV back then. My family couldn't afford cable TV, so we just watched, Cheers and Lucy and Dick Van Dyke and all that stuff all the time. MASH, all that stuff. Sanford and Sons. I watched that stuff growing up because that's what my parents watched. So that's doesn't matter if you weren't alive yet, man.
I'd rather play. Okay, so. You mentioned all those shows, and I remember watching most of them, and I remember being bored out of my mind as a child watching those shows.
Man.
So I would rather.
I love Lucy. I love watching that as a kid. That show was fun, especially when the episode with the candy is the
Candy
one
Factory.
The Candy Factory episode, and the one with when she did the commercial for the
Vita Vita Vegemite.
The Vita Vita Vegemite. Yes. Iconic episodes. I loved that as a kid. That stuff was hilarious to me.
That's so fun.
And all those things that you don't like, they all have references in a lot of shows you do like that you don't get the references because
I really don't. It is lost in translation to me. Let's check in with our chat real quick. Fastback says all streaming services have issues. It's not cheap to pay actors, directors, IP to be exclusive. Yeah, I absolutely agree. Beast Mode 10 says 82 billion now compared to 250 billion. He's talking about market value for Netflix. A few months back, all stocks are down, including Disney, by the way. I don't see them buying Netflix. Better value stocks out there like Epic, for instance. I don't see Microsoft. I don't see Epic selling, though.
A lot of the issues, though, with these companies is the fact that they're picking sides politically, and that's hurting them. Business should just be business. You shouldn't be getting into political debates and taking sides with things like that, because that's going to hurt you. Because you're segregating a huge number of your paying customers who may disagree. That's bad business.
Yeah, absolutely. Jason Max jumps in. Thank you so much for jumping in. By the way, Beast Mode, thank you so much as well. Jason Max jumps in. He says Xbox is number one. Let's see. Disney Plus Prime can deal with ups and downs because they have a huge vault, but Netflix needs Microsoft money. Yeah, you know,
Exactly.
Netflix just started their own studios, 5 years ago, putting out real original content.
That's because they had to.
Yeah,
They were
because they had
forced
to. But before, they were just buying IPs or buying the exclusivity licenses
Yep.
to broadcast and reaping the benefits. And you know, when all these houses started bringing all their IPs back, yeah, Netflix lost ground. I agree.
They weren't reaping the benefits back then when they were getting the licenses. They were buying more licenses to keep more viewers. They were drowning then.
Yeah,
They just
they were
kept spending
desperate.
money and getting more investors to bring in more money to keep them going. They were never profitable at that time. And now
No,
they
I'm
had to
not.
do their own shows. Yes, like you said, because folks were pulling their own stuff out. But Netflix was never like, okay, we're sitting good. They were never like what a Disney Plus might be, because you have the IPs, plus you have the money that Disney has bringing in. Like even somebody like HBO Max. HBO Max has the properties with what they have tied in with AT&T and some of the Warner Brothers stuff. When you have the IP that you don't have to license your own self, that is popular and people will watch, that's when you're doing well. When you have to sit there and keep begging and borrowing, that's the problem. Netflix is always going to be in that state. And even if, let's say, Microsoft bought them, Microsoft would have to, Xbox would have to put in all their shows, make every show one of their IPs just to fill it up. And even then, if they don't make a hit, then you're losing money.
Yeah, and they're not into losing money. Real quick, shout out to Sir X-Men. Sir X-Men says, "Hey, I'll go forget Happy Days, another one of those Nick at Night shows." And Doggy Dog says, "Mr. Ed." I remember Mr. Ed, the talking horse.
By the way, real quick, welcome back to Sir X-Men, who was in the hospital for a bit, and hopefully he's back and feeling better.
That's right.
Hey, we're glad you're feeling better, Sir X-Men. You know, rest up and continue recovery if you need to rest up. I don't know how well you recovered in the hospital.
And I do agree with what Scrub was saying. Like, that's why, you know, CBS All Access rebranded to Paramount Plus. You know, and then they instantly started pushing like 20 different like Star Trek, you know, shows, you know, between animation and everything else, because that's like their IP. So
I'm not gonna lie, I love Paramount Plus and the Star Trek because I'm really into Star Trek. Like I watch all of them. All of them.
It's great right now for Trekkies because there's so many
in 1966 when you weren't born. You know, is that okay?
I watched all those reruns.
Nobody watches Star Trek back then.
Oh my god.
They didn't even have transporters. What are you talking about?
Wow.
Dude, wait a minute. You're saying you didn't watch the old stuff? If it wasn't for Lucille Ball, you wouldn't have your precious Star Trek, man. So
what?
Lucille Ball created Star Trek. Nobody wanted to put the money into the show. She's the one that got the show off the ground. It was all because of
DJC Studios. Deji on the lot.
So thanks to Lucille Ball, we have Star Trek, man.
You're absolutely right, and I did not know that.
Yes. And you're a Trekkie, man. And
Desi and Lucy were a powerhouse in their day.
Terrible, man.
If they wanted the sky to be blue or they wanted the sky to be red, all they had to do was snap their fingers, man. They had a lot of power.
Yeah, and like Lucy was a big like sci-fi fan, so when she heard about the show, that's why she pushed it so hard, because she loves sci-fi.
Amazing.
The first season of
Paul. I can't believe she did all of this before they had replicators.
Yeah. the reason the first season of Mannix had all those weird computers with the cards was because Lucille Ball liked computers. She thought they were interesting. Seriously, that's the whole reason that show had those computers for the first season. Yeah.
Yeah, she was amazing. Definitely ahead of her time, man. Like, she was amazing with all the things she did.
All right. So Happy Cloud Gamer does say this. It's not soon all about games or movies. It's all about your time on a subscription. And that's right. The longer you spend on their platform, the less time you spend on competitors' platforms. So they have to have enticing content for fans to watch. You know, and and the same thing is going on with the gaming industry. It's about user engagement these days, right? And an acquisition like Netflix could help bolster that user engagement. Xbox could easily go from, 100 million active users to almost 500 million active users with Netflix. So it is on there, and they could definitely say it. So we'll see what happens with that on there. Let's see. Sir X-Man is shouting everybody out. Axel, Terry, what's going on, Sir X-Man? Thank you so much. Let's see. Jago Coogan says Netflix is always in a rob Peter to pay for Paul situation. You're right. My company does that too, all the time.
If anybody wants to pay me, I'll give you my Cash App. So there you go.
That's right. And Happy Cloud Gamer, I did mention that Nintendo did buy an animation studio. So yeah, I think it is
Illumination.
Xbox is the odd man out right now. Lots of
but the question is, do they actually need it? That's the question.
Do they need that investment? And remember what I said, return on investment. Do they see they can turn Netflix around, or at least make it profitable again? It's never been profitable. So
make Netflix great again.
Right. I don't know. It could be a pretty different direction for them just to experiment. But the question, like you said, are they gonna get something in return? That's a really hard question right there. I really do not know.
Shaddai, do you think Netflix and Xbox should merge and become one giant entity?
If they want to create, let's say, a new division for entertainment, go right ahead. It's gonna take really long time, but at the same time, we all know that Netflix have this little, habit of canceling a lot of shows. So I wouldn't be surprised for them to keep doing that, knowing that they have the Microsoft money. So should they do that? I'd rather say no. Because right now Netflix is losing a lot of their property, like you guys said. Disney removed all of them, and pretty much the shows right now, they're not very compelling. Only other than Stranger Things. But other than that, what else do they have?
I hope you get locked in this refrigerator you're in, Shaddai.
Yeah.
Other than that, Nick, I'm not in the fridge. Nick.
Just to point out, even if they did merge with the Xbox, it doesn't give them free run of the wallet. Okay, it took Phil a long time to get to the point to where he has access to the wallet the way he does. They didn't hire him, 10 years, and say, okay, whatever you need, there you go. No, he had to prove himself first.
That is correct.
But you got to also remember, guys. Microsoft has said that their competition is Amazon. Amazon has Amazon Prime movies. Amazon is trying to break
those
into
movies
the
are
games.
horrible. Nobody
Yes,
watches
those are really bad,
You
dude.
don't talk smack about The Boys. The Boys is the best show on
I don't
TV
like those.
today.
No.
I can't really say because
stop.
Lord of the Rings is about to show up, so I'm a big fan of Lord of the Rings.
You specifically said movies.
Yeah, you did.
Movies are horrible because me and my wife have been tricked by trailers of, this looks good. And then you watch it, those movies are horrible. No.
My favorite movies, there's a guy who reviews awful movies on Amazon, and a lot of them are like religious movies. It's just so funny. It's so hilarious.
The Boys are good, but there's not too many shows on there that you could say, some people watch Reacher. Reacher was good on there, but you can't name like 5 or 6 shows on Amazon off the top of your head that were awesome. I
don't even watch Amazon Prime that much, except for Marvelous Mrs. Maisel. I love that show. Gentleman Jack, I like that show. Carnival Row, I like that show. I know Invisible's on there, but I hate it. The Boys is on there, but I hate it. There's 5 shows right there on top of my head.
Booyah.
I said you enjoy. I said that you enjoy. I didn't say you
name 5. About this chart here, Scrub. Look at this chart. Amazon Prime Video is the second most watched subscription service according to Just Watch.
By 1%, right? Really? By only 1%.
But I'm just saying, Microsoft is competing with Amazon.
Guess what?
That is a market.
Let me tell
Amazon
you.
Let's
see. We don't have the analytics for what is actually being watched there.
I'm telling you, that is The Boys and that is Stranger Things.
Yeah.
Nobody's sitting there going and watching Amazon Prime every freaking day. If you go to Hulu,
Expanse was popular.
Yeah, when you go to Hulu, what are most people watching? They're watching stuff like The Handmaid's Tale. They're watching their biggest
Criterion.
show that's
Anything.
on there, and then they might watch a little bit else. But
I
Yeah.
watch Hulu
all those
religiously.
all those streaming services, they are being anchored by like one show. Disney
now.
Plus, different.
Yeah,
HBO
Disney Plus,
Max,
yeah.
Not for me.
different.
Not for me. I watch
Also-
Hulu more than any other.
also-
and
Also,
and
just to, oh, sorry, real quick.
I'm not saying for one person. I'm saying
the Amazon numbers are kind of inflated because they have the hubs for all those other channels that you can watch through Amazon, Stars, and they have all their and Shutter, and all those people use Amazon as a hub for a lot of those other services that they pay an additional $5 for or whatever.
Mhm.
So, and to say Amazon as a whole
Hulu
is
does the same thing.
yeah, but what I'm saying is, so that number of 20% or whatever it was, 21%, is inflated partially because people have to go there to watch this other
Yes.
hub.
Not true, because
Don't-
Hulu
don't
also does
forget-
hubs. Hulu does
Hulu
hubs
does.
too, right?
they have they have the live
Yeah.
TV thing, and then they have other
Apple
big
TV
networks.
does the
They
same.
don't
I'm
have
just
as many
saying.
hubs as they used to. They don't have as many hubs as they used to because
Because a lot of them have
Yeah.
their own.
wants to compete with Amazon, and if they want to compete with Amazon, they might need to compete on the entertainment front with shows and movies.
Hey, Listen,
And
listen,
Netflix can provide that jump and give them an
You're
early jump.
talking
into it.
money.
li-
That's
No,
money
listen.
that might not
The
have
problem
a
is, who do you
return.
have? Who do you have at Netflix that you can plug into Netflix to get them on the right course? That's the other issue. Is
Yeah,
what
Say
talent
that
do
one
you
more time, Paul.
what talent do you have that you can take from Microsoft and plug them in to oversee Netflix? Because it is, even though it's like gaming, it's different in many, many ways. It's
I actually do think they hired a Netflix executive not too long ago, didn't they?
I don't know,
They did.
but still, it's not just a
I-
matter of they're going to buy Netflix and say, okay, keep doing what you're doing, because what they're doing isn't
No, of
working.
course not. You don't
You
buy
know,
a company
it's-
that can just
you
keep
know,
running wild. A company that's
And if-
losing
and if-
hundreds of millions and billions of dollars a year. No way.
You
So-
also have to factor, people keep saying it's how long you're subscribed for. You got to factor in there's a lot of people who are subscribed to stuff and they're not even watching it.
Yeah.
So
And I wouldn't
Yes.
be
Right.
and I wouldn't be surprised if Microsoft buy Netflix and remove Halo from Paramount Plus just to put it on Netflix. So that's only 2 shows. Then after that, how long is how long are people gonna pretty much hold on to it? Because you need a lot of content. Also,
Risky
so-
business, very risky business.
Very risky.
Yeah,
All right, so let's
it is
take a
very-
vote. Let's wrap up
and
this topic by taking
right
a vote.
now, Disney is on top.
All right. Coolcat, should they merge with Netflix or should they buy Netflix?
I said yes, but like I said, they need to do like a rebrand and rework it to work for them.
All right. Terry says yes. Scribner, should they buy Netflix?
Hell no.
All right. One yes, one no. Shaddai, should they buy Netflix?
No,
No. All right.
no.
No, all right, it's 2 no's. Paul, should they buy Netflix?
Nope, I don't see what they'll get out of it. Nope.
No. Okay. I'm going to vote yes as well. So there you go. We got 2 yeses, 3 no's on today's panel if Xbox should buy Netflix. What a great topic, guys. Wow. I feel like we could keep talking about this for another 2 hours and arguing about which show's the best, which is obviously The Boys.
That's okay. That's okay. That will kill my. That will
You
kill
should
my
watch
time here at
Marvelous
work.
Mrs. Maisel if you haven't been watching that. That one's good.
I might check it out.
By the way, as
Oh,
much
where's
as
the
we
chat
like,
poll?
as
Yeah,
much as
there
many
we go.
people like Halo, it wasn't considered a smash success. I hate to be the downer there, but Halo is only going to carry so much.
I don't know, man. It drove. those
It was so
first
great. I
impressions.
watched 0 episodes.
Actually, out of the 9, I think 3 of them were really good. Other than that, it was snooze fest.
I mean,
Come on,
somebody
man. You guys
kind of
didn't
said
like-
something.
Didn't like
Wh-
Master Cheeks?
I kind of
I
said
think that's where the
something
popular went up.
when we talked about the trailer, and I got slandered and jumped on and beat down, and you don't know what you're talking about. I told you, if they announce in a story, hey, we're gonna take his helmet off, that something's wrong with the writing. I said that. I told y'all that. Y'all told me I was stupid. Oh yeah,
No,
he
I
has to
don't think
take.
it has to do with taking the helmet off. I seriously, that had to be
No,
done, dude.
no,
That had to
no,
be.
I
no.
had
I'm
no
not saying.
comment on it. I had no
No, I'm
comment
not
on
saying
it.
it didn't have to be done,
Yeah,
but
yes, you do.
there are plenty of characters that don't take their helmet off and they can still have a good story and character run. They might take their helmet off, but look at the Mandalorian. You can still show emotion and you can still do action without taking your helmet off. Darth Vader, the most hooded, helmeted person we ever thought of. You only saw him without his helmet at the end of before he died.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert. So
Spoiler
you
alert.
you can play with the
The movie's
helmet on,
ancient, but spoilers.
but
No,
I'm just saying when you write out a op-ed or whatever you call weeks before the show comes out and you say, guess what? We have a surprise. He's going to take his helmet off. Something is wrong.
And not only that, they
I
actually
agree
spoil it
with
ahead of
Scrub.
time.
I agree with Scrub because I even said that when they did that for the Mandalorian, I was mad because they went through this whole thing about it was his code not to do it. Then he just started doing it all the flipping time. It's like, come on now. No, I hated that.
And so me and Lethal, we reviewed every episode of the Halo TV show. Be sure to
That's
check out
right.
that playlist on my channel. And we do talk about every time we felt that the removal of the helmet, not just by Chief, but by other Spartans, was unnecessary. Like it added nothing to the story at that point other than making more drama for no reason. Like they could have made all the same drama with the helmet on.
There
So,
was
yeah.
even an episode where he gets off the ship, puts his helmet on, and then 1 minute later takes it right back off. And for the rest of the episode, he had it off.
well,
Why
I
did he
don't
even
agree
put
with
it
all
on?
that they. I don't agree with all that they did, but I don't agree with him wearing it 24/7.
I agree with
I
Paul
don't
there.
think that works.
I agree with Paul, but there was too much helmet off
It
in
was
weird
way too
situations.
Way too
In
much.
combat situations. Helmet
Exactly.
stays on. That's all I gotta
Well,
say.
yeah, combat it should stay on, but all the other stuff, Yeah. By the way, we also never saw Darth Vader go to the bathroom, but that doesn't mean he didn't.
He just went in his
I
in his
figure you would keep your helmet on. Like, why would you take your helmet off? You don't even.
There is
you
no
don't have
smell
to,
in
look at
space.
it.
Well,
It's
and
so
in,
funny you
in
say
the
that
case of
because
Vader,
when I
the
was in
reason he
the
wore the helmet all the
military,
time is it was part of his respiration system. Without it,
it's so funny you say that because when I was in the military and we were in combat zones, we were taught to go to the bathroom with full armor on. You had to figure out how to get it out with full armor on. Because if your junk was going to get blown off and you lost your lower half, hey, at least your upper half would be okay.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Probably why that one guy joined the Navy because he can't go to the bathroom with clothes on. So
There you go. All right, let's see. Fastback says hashtag AssassinLupa1324 Gaming left the chat out a vote like Keely does does gamers on the Game Awards. No, I put the poll up. It's up there. Be sure to vote, everybody. But that was hilarious, Fastback. Halo was already done better. Red versus blue. Oh my god, I love red versus blue.
could you imagine if Microsoft teamed up with Rooster Teeth to, actually make a big budget, red versus blue?
They would make a killing.
Look, Fastback. I'm going to completely disagree with your statement here. Okay, he says Master Chief getting laid was his downfall. You guys,
It made him soft.
they made him soft.
Made
yeah,
them
that's
hard.
right. Yeah,
5
disagree
minutes.
with that.
So
Master Chief needed to learn the lesson sooner or later that all men learn, and that's to not trust just because you got some.
That's why Cortana got jealous right there just by looking.
Just by looking, yeah. All right. Anyways, we're moving on. Terry, are you ready with your spotlight here? Well, Terry's getting ready to spotlight.
I can do it.
Let's go ahead and end the poll here. Paul, can you read off the poll results?
No, because I'm not in that chat, but
well,
because
then
I'm watching the
Paul
chat in our main thing.
All right. So I polled the chat on should Microsoft buy Netflix. 61% of the chat said no, 30% said yes, and 7% did not care.
No F's given.
That's right. All right, let me see. Here we go. Let's get to hold on before you start, Terry. Stop screen. I gotta stop all these screens. I have way too many little things over here going on.
Okay.
Here we go. I thought it was gonna go. Here we go.
All right, everybody, we are back with some more indie spotlights for you all. I got another great game, and Miss Oreo, would you like to hit the play button? But all right, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna show you this one, and it's gonna be narrated by the very famous, very talented Shora Agdashalu. I butchered that, but you know who she is.
Yep, that's very talented right there.
There are worlds beyond the one we see each day. Therein dwell stories of love and sacrifice, ambition and pain. And in a realm of shattered dreams and forgotten souls, a story has escaped. This is a tale of determination. Of a man carving his place in destiny.
Kind of reminds me of Bastion.
Forging a path through blighted lands. And confronting the greatest foe of all. But we are small, in a world of breathtaking beauty.
It reminds me of Darksider Genesis.
Our lives but fleeting flickers in history's vast expanse, and weaving but a single thread in the great tapestry requires mighty sacrifices.
Oh, Biston. Is that how you say it, Terry?
Okay, so the Tale of Bistan is where. So the Tale of Bistan, it just released earlier this week, or last week. Early this week. No, because it's Sunday. So no, last week. Yeah, last week. So, all right, so last week. My weeks are backwards, but yeah, hold on, I got a video on the other. But so you go ahead and you can check this out. It is made by an Iranian team. And the story is based on a Persian, not dramatic. Oh, I can't think. Tragic. A Persian tragic romance story. So, English have Romeo and Juliet. Persians have one. I'm going to butcher the pronunciation, but it's based on Khosrow and Shirin. I'm sure I didn't say that right, so I don't. Mm-hmm. But so it's based on their the romance. So basically, the game you're playing as a stone carver who wakes up and has no memories whatsoever. But he ends up noticing that there's this blight that's killing off all of nature. It's changing wildlife to where they're becoming very hostile. He keeps hearing this mysterious voice that's drawing him. So he goes on a journey, try to find out what's going on, and he follows the whisper. He ends up going into the Revelation realm, where he's, which is what you saw in the trailer, and he has to deal with a lot of nasty entities in there, and then you saw like the big bad and all the things, to uncover, what's going on. So I'd highly recommend check it out. It's a story-driven action adventure game, and it's on Xbox and PC only for $18. It's currently 20% off on Steam. It is an ID at Xbox game, so there's a chance that it might end up on Game Pass. Oh, I said that. It might end up in Game Pass here soon, so keep an eye out just in case it does go there. But otherwise, yeah, $18 to support the devs. It's got, like I said, Shora Agdashlu has a small role to play in the movie, small role to play in the game. And then very talented, very famous voice actor Mark Thompson plays the narrator in the game. You'll recognize his voice from, like Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh!, the Ninja Turtles from like the early 2000s, and a whole bunch of other stuff. So go ahead and check it out and have some fun. It's a very fun game.
There you go, guys. Another fantastic spotlight from Terry. Thank you so much, Terry. Scrubness, you ready for your sections here?
Yeah. I guess we can do that. Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah, let's go straight into Scrubness. Usually we go topic this, but let's go Scrubness first. Go ahead, Scrub.
All right. What I'm going to talk about is a little bit about the Xbox Ultimate Summer Game Sale. They call it. Some people call it the Summer Sale. Some people call it the Ultimate Game Sale or whatever. But it's best to look at the two places to look at if you're on your PC. Pull it up on Xbox.com. If you're on your Xbox, just scroll down to your store, and they have the Chiron at the top, the Ultimate Game Sale. So what I'm going to do is kind of go over some of the highlights I have that I'm thinking about that might be some really great deals. This is just the list that I'm looking at. You might find something. There's almost like over 400 games that they have on sale. So you should be able to find something that you can get a deal on. So FIFA 22 we have on the screen here. So for all our soccer / football heads out there, you can be able to play this game, own this game for $9. So that's an 85% off. And before anybody says in the chat, oh, well, I got this on Game Pass. Well, we know sometimes Game Pass games do come out of Game Pass. So this is your way to get them for great deals. Also, some people just say, I just like to have the game. Game Pass is good. I just like to have the game. This is for you right here. Noof, I'm talking to you. So FIFA, this football game, and yes, microtransactions and all that good stuff. But if you're a soccer head, this is up your alley. $9. Go check it out. So let's go to our next one. This is a newer game that just came out. The visuals, I've watched some playthroughs. This might be a game you're interested in. It looks great, and that's going to be The Quarry. If anybody have heard about The Quarry, have had a chance and wanted to check it out, this is a good deal for a brand new game. So comes out $60, $59.99. Just look at the visual on your screen and just think, this is not, you're not watching that at 1080p. You're not watching that at 4K. The stream is coming out 720. It still looks good. Depending on whether you're watching on your phone or your tablet versus a 55-inch TV. But The Quarry is a pretty good game. $40. I'm rounding all this stuff. It's $40.19. It's $40, 33% off. And the game's only been out, 2 weeks, 3 weeks?
2 weeks, yeah.
Yeah. So if this is a game you're interested in, a lot of people have been touting how great it is. Go check it out. $40, The Quarry. You're going to be playing. There's going to be some choose your own way. It's a horror game. You're running from, I'm not going to say what you're running from, but even the cut scenes in between it immerses you. You basically feels like you're playing a movie. So that's The Quarry, $40. The next one is a game that's definitely on Game Pass. Like I said, if you want to purchase it, this is the best time to check it out. And this is the Outer Worlds.
Yes, the Outer Worlds. Loved it.
Outer Worlds right now, it's $15. 75% off.
Worth every penny.
Yes. If you ever thought about playing this game, playing an RPG where you have all your choices to make, you have plenty of hours to put into this game. This is not going to be 10 hours and I'm done. It's not going to be 20 hours and I'm done unless you just want to fast track through the thing. But you can
you
play you can play an RPG made by a fantastic studio, $15, 75% off. 75% off. Go check that game out if you get the chance. If you haven't heard of the Outer Worlds and you don't know what's going on, pull it up, look it up. This might interest you. Color's great. It'll be a good time. It'll be a good time. The next one that I have on here is Far Cry 6, the Deluxe Edition. Far Cry 6 Deluxe Edition. That means you get everything, all the skins, all of this. You want to get the extra players and blah, 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 blah. $32, so 60% off. And that's, you can get it the base version cheaper, but since this is the Ultimate Deluxe, if I see an Ultimate Deluxe for a good price, I always say go for the Ultimate Deluxe and get everything, especially if the game is out and on sale. So for $32, you can play this story. If you played any of the Far Cry games, they're very immersive. They usually have a great villain. You're going to have a good time. And for me personally, like I said, you always have a gun or a bow. Like I'm playing Far Cry 5 now, and that compound bow, I'm going to town with that thing. I love it. I'd rather that than an assault rifle any day. Just give me that bow and a pistol, and I'm good to go. So Far Cry 6, $32, 60% off. Next, we're going to talk about is Assassin's Creed Odyssey. So this is 80% off Assassin's Creed Odyssey for $12. If you've never played Odyssey, if you ever wanted to get in there, you say, well,
That's a gem.
Yeah, if I can go get that at the Walmart bin for $10. Fine. Use the gas, go get it. But if you want to, you can download it digitally and get it for $12, 80% off. And then if you want the gold edition is 80% off as well. So the gold edition gives you all the extra perks. And, you know, some people say with the grief of grinding with that gold edition, you get some perks too to help you move a little faster through the game. So if you want to try Assassin's Creed Odyssey, that's on your list, go check it out. And then the next thing is also Assassin's Creed related as well. This is Assassin's Creed Legendary Edition. What's the Assassin's Creed Legendary Edition? Well, I'll tell you, it's $50 for the Assassin's Creed Legendary Edition. You might say, that's crazy. I'm not paying $50. Well, you get Assassin's Creed Odyssey, you get Syndicate, you get Origins, you get Assassin's Creed Rogue, which most people didn't get because at first it wasn't on your console. So you get Rogue Remastered, you get Black Flag, and you get Unity. So 6 games, $50. All the games that you might have missed that you didn't get a chance to play, you can now get it now for $50, the Assassin's Creed Legendary Edition. Yeah, it doesn't have the Altair collection. No, it doesn't. But it basically gives you everything from after the Altair collection up until now with Valhalla. Next, I have the Batman Arkham Edition. So the collection is $9 for all the Arkham game. If you've never played a Batman Arkham game, you know, you got Arkham Asylum, you got Arkham City, and I'm drawing a blank. What's the other one right now?
Arkham Origins, Arkham Knight.
Yes. So you get those 3 games for $9. Now you can get your up-res FPS 2 as well. So you can play these games 60 frames. They look great. I know they're older games, but putting it on the Series X, they look fantastic. So if you ever have a chance, you never got a chance to play Arkham's. Maybe you said you played it, but you don't have it anymore. Maybe your disc is just destroyed, and you can get it digitally, all 3 of those games for $9. I know some of us, as we get older, we might lose game through moving or tearing up or just lost, somebody borrowed it and you never saw it again, here you go, $9.
Kids.
Yes,
Or
kids.
kids.
Pets.
$9. You can get all 3 of those games. If you ever like Spider-Man and how his fighting style is, this is where it came from. So
That's right.
this is where it came from. So our next is for the people who like a little strategy and some goofball games with some good South Park humor. South Park bundle. $23. So that's 67% off. And in there you get their 2 games, The Stick of Truth and The Fractured Butthole. And I didn't use derogatory terms. It's the fractured comma butthole. You get it? Okay. Yeah. All right. Anyway,
You know what you said. Stop it.
what did I say? I'm right. I'm reading what's on the piece of paper. Okay.
That's what the name of the game is, The Fractured Butthole. Yeah.
The
Yep.
fractured
Yeah.
butthole.
That is the title.
Yeah, there's a lot of comedy in there. It's fun, especially the fractured butthole. They have it's a lot of strategy in it. It's like a I don't know what to compare it to, but
And that's made by
It's like the
Obsidian. That's a good
Justice
thing.
League meets South Park. It's so funny.
yes, they're basically making fun of all the superhero movies, and it's hilarious. And then The Stick of Truth is making fun of, like,
Lord of the
Dungeons and
Rings.
Dragons, Lord of the Rings type stuff. So
Flashback
both
has
of
a
those-
question for you.
What's the question? Oh, fractured
Fractured what?
Yeah. You heard what I said. We got like 4 or 5 more, and then I'll be out of here. Devil May Cry 5. If you want a good beat 'em up slasher fighting game, Devil May Cry 5. Capcom. You can get some up-res on this one too. $20. So that's 50% off. Go check it out. You got guns, you got knives, you got swords, you got demons, and you slash and pew pew at the same time. You can't beat that. So plus you got some funny side characters in this game. The writing, yeah, but it's just fun. Just Devil May Cry is all about fun. All these type of games, Bayonetta and all that stuff, is not all about, oh wow, this wasn't the most compelling story. Which
Yeah,
it
but
does have
Bayonetta's a clone,
story.
though.
Yeah,
Well,
exactly.
don't you dare call Bayonetta a clone.
But it's all about fun. It's all about going through slash and hacking. And then they got these combo moves that you can throw in there. So if you say it's not a challenge, just button pressing, well, you can get graded after each board you're on, and they'll tell you how well you did. And you can go back and try to beat that even better by not getting hit. And like I said, adding combos in, juggling your opponents and all those different things. So, and you can see it in the chat. Some people, Jago, saying it's a good one to try out. So we'll move on for that. So this is going to be another one. Like I said, some of these are on Game Pass, and you might say, why do I need to do it? All right, the next one, Forza Horizon 5, the add-on bundle. And the reason why I say the add-on bundle, you can get Forza Horizon 5 like I usually used to do and get it for $100, get all the car packs, get everything, get some extra money, and get every DLC that comes out with the game. If you have the Forza Horizon 5 and you have it on Game Pass, as long as you have it on Game Pass, you have Forza Horizon 5 automatically. You can get the add-on bundle that gives you all the packs, all the DLC, and everything for right now, $39.99. So basically what you're doing is, for something that you would generally spend $100 on, now you're spending $39.99 for the DLC and all the bundles instead of $49.99. So you're getting for $40 instead of $50.
Does it include the Hot Wheels DLC?
Yeah, I was about to say that.
That's gonna include the DLC. Yes.
Nice. I might get it.
That's the way I do it. Like I said, I used to with 4. I got the $100, got every DLC that came out with it, every car pack that came with it. Now you can just, they split it up because it's on Game Pass, make it easier. and you can get that whole thing for $40 right now. A lot of this stuff does expire, so the expiration date for all these games I'm talking about, they're going to end in like 14 days. So you got a whole pay period at work. If you don't get paid every week, you get paid every 2 weeks, a chance to get this stuff. So it's a beautiful game. It's a fun game. Go check it out. And now you could be able to get your DLC and your bundles. The next one I'm talking about is also Game Pass heavy, Gears 5. You know, I don't say Gears 5. Why do I want to do that? Well, Gears 5, great game, fun game. If you want to have it and just say, I want to spend the money to have what I want in there and it's mine, blah, 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 blah. $24 for Gears 5. Also, Gears Tactics, and also the Hive Busters expansion. And if you enjoyed Gears 5, that Hive Busters expansion is going to be great, and it looks phenomenal. Most people will tell you that the Hive Busters expansion looks even better than Gears 5 itself. You can get that plus Tactics. So you're getting 1.5 plus a whole nother other game for $24. That's 70% off if you just paid everything in full. So go check it out. It's a fun game.
It is.
The next one I got is Life is Strange True Colors. So this is the latest Life is Strange game that came out. You can get it right now for $30. So that's 50% off. So if you like these type of games, walk through the story. These stories are great. They're always critically acclaimed. You can get it for 30% now. You can go through the story, find out where she gets her powers from, how that entails with her family. And another reason why I'm going from this game to Geeks, I want to get everybody to get a variety. I didn't want to do, here's Scrub Nurse picks and they're all games with guns. that's too easy. I can definitely do that on another time.
That would be like awesome content though. Like, what's Scrubs games with guns this week?
Yeah, that might be nice. Yeah, games with guns. What did I pick today? But you can get this Life is Strange now, like I said, for $30. It's a good pick if you love these games. Jump on it and see how that fun goes. So, like I said, you don't have to buy all of these. You got 2 weeks to get them at their deals. They're definitely worth it. And I tried to pick the ones that were a lot cheaper. Yeah. Sorry, Brandon, but you know you're going to buy some. There's stuff on here that I'm going to buy, even if it might take me a little while to get to it. I'm going to go get it. Here's another one, another game that if you passed it up, you never had a chance to get to it, and you just missed out on it, Mad Max. Mad Max, a great visual game, fun game, $5, people, $5. Mad Max, $5, 75% off. If you never got a chance to play Mad Max, get you some driving like Forza Horizon. You got some shooting, you got some guns, you got some third player, whatever you want to do. It's all right there. Have fun. Have fun in this dystopian world, like you see on the screen. If that doesn't get you hyped up for $5, I don't know what else will.
And Mad Max was a very underrated open world game. I just want to put that out there. Like, you know, I feel that Mad Max was highly underrated, highly underappreciated game.
Yes.
Even though it didn't get bad ratings, I just feel it should have gotten better.
Games like these sometimes fall out under the radar, depending on where they get put in the year, how many other big, gigantic games are coming around it. And a lot of times people just have too much games and their backlog is too big and they never got to it. Well, if you never got to it, you can get Mad Max $5. Go check it out.
Oh, I'm going to get that. Oh, shit.
Yes. $5.
Yeah.
$5. Now,
Yeah.
and here's my last one rounding out, and I can finally stop talking. Jedi Fallen Order for $8.
Ooh.
If you've never played this game and you've always wanted to check it out, and you've heard how great it was, how fun it was, Some people might say it wasn't fun to them, but guess what? You can try it out without paying the full price. If you want to own this game, $8. And like I said, please, before you start hitting the buttons and hitting pay and play, look through it, especially on your Xbox, because a lot of this stuff, it will say install. It will tell you, because if it's on Game Pass, it will give you the option of installing it without having to pay for anything, because you get it with your subscription to Game Pass. So that's the one good thing. You can look at it on your PC, but what I would say is turn on your Xbox, go to the sales portion, the store portion, and hit that button. And there's plenty of games on here that you can just hit install right now and not have to pay any of the money if it interests you. But if you want to own this game, or if you don't have Game Pass, these are some great games and great deals. So that's it for me.
There you go.
And let me just say, if you haven't played Jedi Fallen Order, congratulations on recovering from the coma you've been in for the last 5 years. Seriously, I mean, it's a great game. If you haven't played it, you're missing out on something. It is a great game. The mapping system sucks, but other than that, it's great.
Learn to read a map there, Lieutenant Dan. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Yeah, we make fun of lieutenants in the Army because they can't read a map. So,
yes, another 2 weeks, Tony. 14 days.
All right. Brandon Foltz, Splendiferous. Oh, sorry, not Splendiferous. Who was it? Fastback says, great stuff, Scrub. Oh, yeah, definitely. Brandon Foltz says, good close, Scrub. You about lost me in my mortgage till I heard Mad Max for $5. So yeah, Jedi Fallen Order is 100% love. That's right. Some great deals in there. And of course, if you want to see the full list, Terry put the link in the chat right here. Be sure to check it out. There's 500 games, I believe, including add-ons on sale. So check it out. Even if you missed on the DLC, you might be able to get that at a good price right now.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Let's see. And of course, Jago says Jedi Fallen Order is definitely one of the best Star Wars games out there. It sure is. It sure is. Let's get into our last topic of the day. And of course, we're going to let Scrub go first because he's going to be getting out of here to go save lives. And that topic is that the Halo multiplayer, the Halo campaign co-op multiplayer has gone live in the flight. Now, this is not released officially into the game yet. You have to download the flight of it, which is a different program, to get access to it. But it is free to all Xbox Game Pass subscribers right now. So
talking about the insiders.
If you didn't get to play the campaign, this is your chance, I guess. And play it with your friends and check it out. Now, the flight has bugs, obviously, because it's a flight. Not game-breaking bugs, I don't think. The bugs are in a fun state, I think. There is no direct damage with your crew, but there is world damage on. So, like, if my guy is next to a coil and I want to kill my friend, I'll shoot the coil next to him and blow him up. Totally fun, right? So, it is leading to some fantastic little moments going on. So anybody here excited for the campaign co-op gameplay? I am going to go to the person that I know is most excited right now. And that is Coolcat Terri. I know she's been waiting to play campaign co-op with us.
Oh yeah, I can hardly wait to not play. But so no, I don't have any interest in it at all. I don't even own the game. So yeah, no.
You don't even own but you don't have Game Pass. You own the game.
I don't own the game with Game Pass. You are borrowing. You don't own it. But no, I don't have it installed. I have no plans to install. I will not play.
All right. Well, okay.
I don't like Halo. I'm sorry.
Terry's not gonna get into the fight.
Yeah, I got out of the fight.
I guess the cheeks is not enough for her.
There's not enough cheeks in the game. That's right.
Yeah.
I played the first two games, and this,
I say that again.
I said I played the first 2 Halo games and I was bored through both, so I didn't continue.
Boo, boo. You didn't finish the fight. That's why.
Blasphemy.
Scriveners, this is a shooter co-op. What do you think?
I have been busy as hell with family this weekend. I haven't touched any video games, but this is definitely something that I can't wait to check out. You always want to play the game. This is usually what a lot of people do. They play the campaign solo and then they go back with friends, multiple friends, and then play it co-op. I have one of my buddies from college. He's a hardcore PlayStation fan, but he has a Game Pass and on his PC. So this is a game that we've been waiting on, that we can play co-op through the mission. He's beat the game already through there, but we're gonna get together and just goof off and have a good time using the guns, playing, and then every now and then we'll play online on the multiplayer. But this is something a lot of people have been waiting for. Family members want to play together with their kids or their significant other. Like I said, you get your old buddies and play like you used to do in the games. This is something that has been there. We've always enjoyed it. So I can't wait to be able to get my hands on it and have a good time for it. I'm particularly glad that they put in flight first. And not to say that, oh, I'm on the insider program and you're not, because anybody can try to sign up and get in on the insider program. It's not so exclusive that you can't get in, or I'm in the program because Xbox reached out to me. So for those who don't know, you can download the app, sign up for the insider program. You can sign up for waypoints and they'll send you emails when it comes out, the new multiplayer or anything that they want you to test out. So this is a thing to test out. So when it finally gets loaded to everyone, hopefully they can get a lot of the bugs fixed. They can practice working on their tethering, make sure the connections stay solid. This is something that so many people wanted. I've definitely wanted. So I'm glad. Put it in the flight first. Make sure you get everything that you need fixed, and then let's go in the co-op and have a lot of fun.
That's right. Absolutely. And I want to touch in here with my good friend Lethal Terminus here. He said played some campaign co-op from the flight. It was pretty good. What's better than co-op, though, is the mission replay feature, because you can replay all main and side missions. Absolutely love that. That is something that was missing from the Halo campaign as a whole. But it's also fun in co-op because, you know, as you saw them back here, they were fighting one of the bosses here. And, you know, to replay this and fight the boss by himself is hard. This guy was not easy, right? But to play with 4 players, it's going to be even more. I think it's going to add to more replayability, especially if you're not good at shooters, that you can have some friends there to help you with some bosses. And yeah, we'll see. Because I had to cheese him to get past him. So,
and that's the funny thing about it. One of the hardest bosses was toward the beginning of the game.
He was about halfway, yeah. But also the boss that came at you in the chopper, I actually found a glitch in the game that made him jump off his chopper immediately, and I could take it, and I cheesed him too. So, yeah, if there was an exploitable cheese on the difficulty level I was playing on, I was using it.
I was playing on heroic, and that's the one where I died and had to restart the most. I forget his name. Was it Boss or something like that?
Which one? What color? What was he doing?
The one with the hammer.
The one in excavation.
I guess it was excavation. I can't
remember. The golden brute. What is his name? I forget what his name is, but he's called the golden brute. He is
a boss or something like that. I can't remember. Anyway, yeah. He was faster than you would think. Plus, he had a freaking hammer, and there was a lot of run and slide cancel. Yeah, and yeah. So to have that with a friend and get through it a little bit quicker would be fun. Yeah,
absolutely. Halo Infinite, the Infinite game. That's right. Love it. And Fastback says he's ready to run around the map on a warthog with friends. Yeah, I can't wait for that.
Exactly.
And bosses apparently scale in health and aggression depending on how many of you are there. All right, Scrub Nurse. Before we run out of time and we get anything, I know we still have a few minutes, but let's go ahead and get your goodbyes here out. Just tell the people where they can find you.
Yes, yes. Thank everybody for coming out again. Please like and subscribe and share out. You know, those are one of the things that you always got to say at the end. I appreciate y'all coming, hanging out with us, talking games, having a good time as usual every Sunday. Also, you can check me out on Xbox at Scrub Nurse and on Twitter, Scrub Nurse 3. Last couple of weeks or so, I've been real busy, so I hadn't been able to post or interact as much on Twitter lately. And then, like I said, I was telling folks Gaming Beyond the Box will be coming back in a couple more weeks, waiting for Wilmy to get better. He went through a lot of people have known with his illness. So thank everybody for reaching out as well. So just be looking out for those announcements. And then me and my buddies, we do goof off on Xbox and Call of Duty. I'm just deciding on whether I'm going to stream it or not because we have a lot of fun. I think it's good content, but there's a lot of cursey words and goofing off and laughing. So it just depends on the day. So I might do that, or I might just do me some solo streams on whatever I'm playing. Like I said, I started Far Cry 5, and I've been enjoying that as well. So I appreciate everybody in the chat. Y'all have a good day, everybody in the panel. And like I said last week, AssassinLupa, we're thinking about you, and you guys just enjoy the rest of our Sunday so we can get ready for this work week. Y'all have a good one.
There you go. Thank you so much, Scrub. And of course, you're more than welcome to chill out until it is your time to go. I just wanted to make sure you got it all out.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
All right. Paul, the Halo Infinite Flight. Are you looking into it?
Nope. I'm going to wait till it goes live.
But aren't you excited for it? Like the flight?
Yeah. I am excited for it.
The flight.
I don't know who I'm going to play with. I don't know who's going to be willing to play with me because they better have a very good back brace, to carry me through. But
for carrying you.
No, actually, I did the campaign solo. So yeah, and it just took me a while. But most of the people I play with, they go, "Oh, let's do this on hardcore." I'm like, "Oh my god," I'm gonna die a lot. Yeah,
I definitely want to try a lasso run with it. So for doing hardcore, but I will play with anybody on any difficulty because I loved the Halo campaign. It is in recent memory the best campaign that 343 has put out by far, more than Halo 4. And it was well done. And the open world and the way you traverse the open world, it was more sandboxy than any Halo had ever been, and it's fantastic. But yeah, let's if anybody wants to play, hit me up. So you're looking forward to playing with some friends, Paul?
Yeah.
Awesome. And yeah, and there will be new achievements as well. They said some co-op achievements. So you know how you get your solo lasso achievement or solo heroic achievement. There's going to be co-op heroic achievements too. So that's going to be fun.
Good. Mm-hmm.
That's going to be fun. And the Master Chief Collection has done that. Gears of War has done that as well. So it's not new to the achievement system to have, hey, you beat the campaign on heroic, but it doesn't unlock all the heroic achievements because some of them you got to do with friends on every mission. Mm-hmm. And every now and again, one mission doesn't post, and you end up replaying the whole game again for the 5th time just to unlock that one achievement that didn't unlock.
Yes,
but it happens. Yeah, Paul, I'll play with you. Have you ever seen me online? Although I get on pretty late, I think you might be in bed by the time I get on.
You don't know me that well.
Yeah. So that is the Halo Infinite Flight going live. Of course, I am excited for it. Shaddai, I think, has stepped away. He has to go actually work for a while. I am excited for it to play with this. As I said, I enjoyed the Halo Infinite campaign. The mission replay, I can't wait to do some of those solo. I did hear a rumor, correct me if I'm wrong, that they're bringing the tank gun glitch back. So that we can... potentially all 4 of us do the tank gun glitch and just lasso the game on easy mode, if you will. So that would be pretty fun. So yeah, I cannot wait. I cannot wait to try this game. And Yeah. By the way, guys, look at it. Look, I don't want to make fun of him here, but look at him. He is like so zoned out and dead right now. He is
He
like,
looked like Shawn Michaels.
Mhm.
yeah, he's out. He's out of it. Shaddai, are you looking forward to playing the Halo Infinite co-op campaign?
Yes, I've been doing that like since the first Halo. I'll usually play it alone, and then all of a sudden I play with with my friends and everything. It's fun. So I am looking forward to it. I never got the chance to try it out, but I'm actually looking forward to it. So that's something that, like you guys said, a lot of people is looking forward to it, and let's see how it goes. Because remember, I think it's everything is connected from this gen to the past gen. So I know they took a lot of time to work on this. So let's see how they did.
Absolutely. I love it. I can't wait for it.
Oh yeah.
So I think in general, most Halo guys and girls like Terry are excited for the co-op campaign, but some people have decided to try to gaslight this situation, for likes or clicks. And I want to switch over topics to a thread of tweets that me and Paul got involved in. Not too
Oh,
long
I'm still
ago.
involved. What do you think I'm typing right now? The guy's going after me. So
Is he? Oh my gosh! All right, guys, somebody
well,
go
not
back up
really.
Paul.
He used the R word for Colt, and Colt asked him not to use that word. Now he's doubling down. I'm like, oh, you do not want to go there.
That's his biggest mistake is he doubled down on his stupidity. Hold on, let me get into it. Hold on. So I got into this conversation a little late, and of course I got involved in it. So there's this YouTuber who was making a video about Halo Co-op campaign, and he was talking about how it finally comes, but then he started complaining because he had to pay twice to experience the co-op campaign because it should have been included at launch. Now, I do agree with him that it should have been included at launch, of course. But me being a Halo guy, I was gonna buy Halo Infinite regardless, and I'm gonna buy all the DLCs, and I am on all the season passes. It's a non-issue for me to pay a little more, and I have Game Pass now for like the third year in a row, fourth year in a row, so I am good on it. And he basically was being called out because he was sounding like he was whining because he got to try it on a $1 Game Pass deal, and he had to pay again, even though he never bought the game, even though he doesn't subscribe. He feels that he's being double charged, and it's not fair. And so me and Paul have been, Paul, Colt. Who else is famous that's in there?
Everybody's
like even developers are like not developers, but reporters are in on his thread, calling him out on what he said. And he's basically now resorting to throwing insult, calling people stupid, calling them clueless, that we're dumb, we don't know how things work. And his tweets have all been ratioed to no end, which makes it even funnier. Like if you've been ratioed, you should just stop while you're ahead. So this is Pop Q2, and this is on Twitter, public forum, publicly available tweet. So I'm not doing anything, right? And he basically is cloud chasing, calling everybody. And some of these responses are really funny. You got Xbox 448, you got Tight Draw going on in here, calling everything. Here's Cerebral Paul. Let's read what Paul said. Paul said, your point drops out because we knew co-op wouldn't be there before launch and likely before you spent that $1. Knowing co-op wasn't there and you wanted co-op, you could have chosen to hold off on the sub. Many did. Agree with Paul. Overall, Terry, let's talk about it. Does he have a good point, or is he entitled? I wanted to get Terry's take because I know you're going to do something. Oh, I hit the wrong button.
So what's his take? Like, I don't know. I haven't filed this thread, so I don't even know what's been said. So, like, I
don't know if I can play his audio without getting in trouble, but
just give me your summary of his take, because, like I said, I'm not following the thread.
His take is that because co-op wasn't there, he has to spend more money, be it $10 or $50 or whatever, to play the game, and he feels it should have been there because he already spent his buck. It should have been there at launch. Now, none of us say it shouldn't have been there at launch, or we're upset it wasn't there at launch, but it is what it is. But he's basically trying to say that, oh my God, I have to spend more money if I want to go back and play co-op. That's his whole argument.
And it sounds like he wants access to the co-op for free. Like he's
right.
It's almost he's indirectly making a case that he should be getting the co-op for free because he spent his $1 8 months ago.
Okay.
Knowing it wouldn't be there. So what do you think on his take?
Okay, so to me, like I said, no, I don't want everybody attacking me because it sounds like everybody's against this guy.
Okay.
And I don't know everything that's been said back and forth. Like I said, I'm not following the thread, so no one, come at me. So I'm just going off of that, and not knowing anything else. I would have to agree with him in the stance that it doesn't sound like he's mad that it wasn't going to be there. He's mad that he has to pay to play it, when it should have just been an update later on. Which, to me, I agree with that because, co-op and other features in games is something that's always been included. You don't ever pay extra for that. So I can understand why he would be upset. Granted, he only paid $1 for the game, but you can literally get free games that have co-op for free. So I don't really see that as something to be going after him about. Having to pay extra for co-ops, it's going to create a dangerous precedent to where other developers could start charging us for these extra features.
But it's not really. It's not the same. He's paying for a feature he knew he's complaining because he knew the feature was coming. It wasn't ready. So it's not like they added it because surprise, we're adding co-op. It's not ready yet, but here's the base game. No, so it's not the same as throwing it at you and going, surprise, we're adding co-op now as an additional feature, and it's going to cost you more money. It's.
But do you or do you not have to pay additional to play co-op?
No,
I don't. No, co-op is included free. It's free for people who own the game. And of course, people who are currently subscribed because, Game Pass, you subscribe to Game Pass to have access to the service.
Correct.
You don't have to pay anything additional on top of that. It's not a DLC. It's not anything like that.
So, because like I said, I don't know the whole backstory. What is he saying then? If everyone is arguing about him having to pay extra, what is he paying extra on?
Because he doesn't have Game Pass and he doesn't want Game Pass.
So he doesn't have Game Pass. Okay, so if he doesn't, have Game Pass and he doesn't own the game outside of Game Pass. Is that what's going on?
Correct. That's correct.
Correct.
Okay. So if that's what's going on, then I would say then he's in the wrong. You need to either get the subscription for Game Pass or buy the game and then play it. Like if he's upset, so if you buy the game, you're not buying the game and then paying extra for co-op on top of that, correct?
Correct.
Okay, then I disagree with this guy then. Okay, now that I have more facts,
more information.
No. Everybody else that's going after him, that's Justin. Because I was going to say, if he has to buy the game and then pay extra for co-op, that is freaking stupid, and nobody should be doing. That's a whole different thing. But no, if he doesn't own the game, he's not renting it via Game Pass, and now co-op is finally coming out, and now he's mad that he might have to rent it via Game Pass or buy the game. Then the guy's a doofus. No, I'm against him now that I got more clarification, because otherwise because to me, when he first went down, it sounded like he had the game and had to pay additional for co-op, which I'm like, no, that's shady.
He lost his access. He didn't pay for the permanent license, and his temporary license right now, and now the game has a new game mode he wants to try, and he's complaining because he has to pay for it. And I agree, it should have been there at launch. We all agree. We all had many podcasts saying it should have been there at launch, but it wasn't. They announced it wasn't. And if you're like me, I own Halo outright. I'm going to get access to co-op no matter what. So.
And I do remember we covered this on the show back when it was on Noof's channel. So I do remember that conversation that the fans wanted it at launch. But it came to the point to where there was an understanding that it wasn't going to be there. You were disappointed, as a fan would be, but you understood this is how it's going to be. So this has been like over a year. So it's like, it's been over a year. So it's like it's finally coming out. If you really love the game, you'll either go ahead and get Game Pass again, or you'll buy the game and you'll play it. If you don't like the game that much, then you're not going to get any of it, and there's nothing worth you complaining about.
Yeah, and what makes this all bad about it is that so people are rebuttaling him with, you don't have access to the game, so you don't get the access to the free add-on, right? Or to the free experience. So here, I tried to summarize it as best as I could. I said, 343 announced that co-op campaign would not be included at launch. I misspelled you. So I was doing this off my phone. You chose to play Halo Infinite knowing campaign co-op would not be there using a $1 Game Pass trial subscription. Your sub ran out, and now you're crying because you feel entitled. That's the gist of the conversation. And it has gotten progressively worse. He's called everybody derogatory names throughout the entire
when you're having a conversation that escalates into an argument, which or escalates to a debate that then turns into an argument. The moment one party goes to just insults and stuff like that, that the conversation's over. They know they've lost. They have nothing else that they can put to it. So all they can do now is insult you because they have nothing else to give. So it's over. There's really no point in continuing with him. He's already lost at that point. The losing party will always resort to insults at the end because it's like they lost and now they're upset.
Agreed. Shaddai, have you been involved in this?
No. I just kind of saw it, and I'm like, it gotta be another person complaining for something minimum. So why would I care? But if that is the case, that he's upset because he got a subscription, he gotta pay extra. You know what? It's not yours. It's not yours. Like Terry said, it's not yours. You're renting it. So either way, it's gotta come from your pocket, anyways. And me personally, hey, Halo is Halo. The rest of it is nothing. So they still gonna get that money. They're still gonna get my money. I wanna get that anyways. So when you're into a subscription, remember it's always depending on the game. It's always limited into certain unless if you pay the full thing. So whatever he says, I really don't care. That's like 1% out of whatever the population, Halo population is. So
it's not even 1%. When you think about the scope of it.
Okay,
one person doesn't equal 1%.
Yeah.
Like only 100 people play Halo ever.
Oh my God, that would be a terrible world to live in.
But no, I really don't care what he's gonna say, because there's always somebody that complains for the minimum of it. But now, since we're in an era of subscriptions, so yes, Axel, you are correct. He feels like he should be entitled to have everything for free. So now that we're in a subscription, the gaming field becomes different. So you will have access to it, but probably not to the fullest. So I just ignore what he's gonna say. So
no, he may take a vacation for a couple of days because he did use the word retarded in a response, and so I've reported it
on my because stream. He took it personal.
So he may be on a Twitter vacation for a day or two soon here, so give him time to cool off.
I'm gonna have to edit that on our timeline now, Paul. Oh my goodness. Okay.
Yeah, that's why people they took it personal.
Well, no, because I explained the situation. I explained that I just reported the post. It's not, and why I reported the post.
You never know how YouTube takes these things, Anyways, that's a topic for another day. One of my favorite responses to him is this Steve Chill Gamer. He basically is telling him, dude, go sleep this off. The fact is you put yourself in this situation of needing to pay a second time. Your whole situation is manufactured by yourself when you chose to do it this way. You're the only one not understanding. You got yourself where you are here today. It is categorically false that anyone has to pay twice to play co-op. The option of buying the campaign or waiting until the feature is in to buy Game Pass always existed. Your situation is real, that is true, but only because you chose to do it like this. Your whole point is the result of your own choice in the face of reality you didn't like. Wanting co-op to be at launch is fine. Paying to experience the game without it, deliberately setting yourself up for future payment is not smart to then complain about it. So there you go. That's the whole thing. Steve was one of my favorite responses to him because he was very concise about it. I don't know. I just wanted to touch on this Twitter fire because a lot of us end up on Twitter. I kind of want to make this a little section, like the Twitter chaos going on in our show, to talk about maybe a bad take on Twitter or a good take on Twitter if anybody has a really good one. So yeah. Nothing here. I think we're all in agreement that this guy is bad, but the whole fact that he's escalating it with the derogatory words, using words that that society as a whole has tried to get rid of, is also not good for him. I think his doubling
and the fact that he doubled down too when I said this is why they're telling you not to use that word, and he doubled down on it. I'm like, really? You want to die on this hill? You want to die? You want to?
Yeah, I see that he doubled down, and it is not good. So
yeah, it's like, wow.
Like I said, the conversation's over because, like I said, the moment they start using insults, they've lost. The argument's over. The debate is over. Just move on because there's nothing you're going to get from continuing other than more insults. It's just
what's interesting is I looked at his content. He's like 99% Halo, which means he plays a lot.
He's a Halo tuber. Yeah, and it's sad that this is happening to a Halo tuber, but. Everybody has bad takes. I have bad takes every now and again. Terry, I mean, she doesn't like Halo. That's a bad take in itself. So, all right. With that being said, let's go ahead and end the show right there, guys. I don't think we need to talk about that anymore. Halo Co-op is amazing. Go ahead and play, experience it. Don't be like this guy over here and just try to gaslight the situation. The point is, most Halo gamers are happy and excited that co-op is finally here and that we get to experience it with our friends. All right. With that being said, chat, thank you so much for being here today. You guys are amazing. You could have been doing anything else this Sunday morning, but you chose to spend it here with us, and we appreciate you. And that's why you, the chat, will always be the MVP to my shows. Shaddai, let the chat know where they can find you.
People can find me at Twitter, Eternal Shaddai. The same thing for the Xbox console. Also, I'll be streaming on Twitch at ET Shaddai. I'll be streaming Tales of Arise. I'm very, very close on finishing. But other than that, enjoy your weekend until next weekend. And back to Paul and Terry.
Okay. All right, everybody. You can go ahead and you can find me over on Twitter at Coolcat_Terri. Otherwise, you can find me on Twitch at Coolcat Terri, like you see right here on the screen. And I'm there every Monday through Wednesday from 6 p.m. Eastern time to roughly around 10 p.m. And I got my YouTube channel as well. You can check that out. And yeah, and make sure you guys hit that like button if you haven't already, and tell your friends about the show. And watch Axel's other show. And, help everybody out. You all have a good day.
And I guess it's my turn now. So you can find me at Twitter, Cerebral Paul 1, Twitch and YouTube at Cerebral Paul. You can also find me on Xbox Ambassador's channel twice this week because Monday we'll have my regular show, Gaming Differently with Cerebral Paul, at 10 a.m. Pacific or 1 p.m. Eastern. And on that same time on Tuesday, I'm going to do a second show, and it's going to be highlighting As Dusk Falls, going over the accessibility features. But also, As Dusk Falls has a great feature that will allow you, the viewer, to put in the choices you want me to make in the chat, and the game will respond accordingly. So join me both of those days, but Tuesday is going to be special, a lot of fun. I figure you're all going to try to kill all my characters as fast as possible. So, because I know how you all think. So there you go.
Nice. All right. Be sure to check those out. And of course, guys, I am Axel1324. Thank you so much for being here. Of course, I'm here on YouTube. I also have another show called the Iconic Video Games Podcast, Friday nights at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, where we talk only about video games, no consoles, no services, just the games. You can find me on Twitter and on Xbox at Axel1324, just like you see it right here. Be sure to give everybody a follow. And with that being said, guys, we are going to get out of here. Thank you so much for tuning in. We'll catch you guys next week. Bye.
Bye.